Hi everyone, welcome to Our Philippine Life. I'm Todd.
I'm Leilani.
And Hazel's at work. Leilani, did you see those roosters that pooped on our house?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of them, weren't there?
Uh-huh.
Yes. There were like 50 of them actually. What happened was, I was looking at the Google Earth images of Summit Point as we were preparing to buy our land there, and looking at the surrounding areas. And our Google Earth images were dated October 24th of 2016, so it's only like 6 months old. And I knew that there was a rooster farm near the front gate because there's a video on YouTube of someone taking a tour of Summit Point, and you can hear the roosters as they pass through the gate and drive by. But I also noticed just over the wall from the lot that we were looking at in Block 24, I noticed something that looked suspiciously like a rooster farm. I wasn't sure what it was, but that's what it looked like to me. So I took a snapshot of that and sent it to the Summit Point agent that we were dealing with, and I asked her, "What is this?" And she wrote back that it was a property that is not part of Summit Point, but it is leased by a businessman who is caring for roosters. Translation: it's a rooster farm, and it's right over the wall from where we would have built our house. And I can count about 50 rooster tents from the satellite image. So that's a lot of roosters, right?
So much roosters on that roof.
Yes, so many roosters.
There was like 1,000, a million, a zillion on there.
Well, actually, there was more like 50. But, that's too many. One or two off in the distance don't bother me at all. I don't mind the occasional rooster crowing. But you get 40 or 50 of them all on the same little ranch at 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. And they're going to be in a competition to see which one can crow the loudest. And if our house is just over the wall, down the street a little bit, we're going to hear some roosters. Kind of reminds me of that Saturday Night Live skit, We Need More Cowbell. If you're familiar with that, that's pretty funny. But we don't need more roosters. One is enough. One or two is like
Or three.
Plenty. Yeah, that I couldn't handle any more than that. And so when you're talking about 40 or 50 roosters on a farm just over the wall, that doesn't sound like what we were looking for. So Hazel and I decided to pull up short and reevaluate the situation. We were a little disappointed that they did not disclose that to us until we asked about it. They have other parts of Summit Point. There's phase 2 and phase 3 that we could look at. And we might do that someday. There's also a place south of Lipa City. Summit Point is northeast of it, and there's a place due south of Lipa City that I really like. It's called Tierra Maria. And by the way, there's a YouTube channel featuring a fellow who is retiring to the Philippines and building his own house there at Tierra Maria. So if you want to get a view of what that is like, I highly recommend his channel. It's called My PI Dreams. And, check it out. He does a vlog almost every day showing the progress he makes in building his house. And Tierra Maria is beautiful, very lush and green, all kinds of trees and plants and fruit, fruit producing trees and plants and flowers. It's just beautiful. And I like that. But after this experience, Hazel says, and I agree, that we should probably wait until we actually have the cash, enough cash not only to buy the lot and build some kind of a house, but save up enough money to buy a fairly decent house and have 1 million pesos set aside for a healthcare savings account. I hadn't really thought of that, to be honest, but I agree with her that it's a good idea because they don't have health insurance in the Philippines the way we do in the U.S. So you can't just say, I'll go to the insurance agent and buy some health insurance. No, there is PhilHealth, which you can get, but that pays a percentage, a small percentage, and mainly just major medical stuff. I don't know if it pays for prescriptions or not, but basically in the Philippines, your health care needs are paid for in cash. And especially if you're concerned that someday, 5, 10, 20 years from now, you might have a need for major surgery, heart surgery or whatever, you have to have cash. And Hazel's not planning on going back to work and getting a health insurance policy there. So 1 million pesos in cash in a healthcare savings account would make a lot of sense. So you've got, depending on what kind of lot we get, most lots that we've been looking at range from 1.5 to 2.5 million pesos. And then the house that we build is going to cost at least the same amount of money. So you're looking at somewhere between 3 million and 5 million pesos for a house and lot. And we don't need to spend more than that. But 3 million is fairly typical, even if you're trying to buy a house in foreclosure from a bank. You're going to spend at least a couple million, probably closer to 3, depending on where it's at. And I know there are a few bargains here and there that you might get for less than 2 million pesos. But I'm not going to rely on that and trust that will be there. If it is, great, nice surprise. But I'm thinking closer to the 3 million mark is probably what we're going to end up spending. I'd rather not spend 5 million for a house and lot if I can avoid it. Because you've got the 2-3 million easy for the house, plus you've got furniture and appliances. But you also need a car. A used car is going to cost at least $500,000. And if you get like the car I was looking at, a brand new Suzuki Grand Vitara, that's 1.2 million. And I kind of like that because it sits up high off the road, so you're not likely to bottom out in a pothole or scrape the bottom on a bump in the road. It sits up pretty high. Not quite like a Jeep, but almost. So that's what I was thinking of, and that's 1.2 million for a brand new one. And then Hazel wants $1 million for a healthcare savings account. And now we're up over 5 million pretty quickly. And, you know, we could do that if we wanted to, but we would like to make sure that we have enough money so that we're not pinched. We want to have a little extra in the bank, just because you never know. There's always miscellaneous things that pop up, especially when you're moving to a foreign country with a family. So, you know, you have to have some extra, a slush fund or whatever you want to call it. So what we've decided is, since my pension doesn't start till January, we're just going to stay here in Florida for now. And we're going to save up money, and we'll continue making some fun videos for you. And eventually, we're going to see the money from my pension start to pile up, and we will know when the time is right. You know, the pension starts January of 2018, so it might be January of 2019, or June of 2019, or even January of 2020. Somewhere between now and then, Hazel is going to look at the bank account and tell me, yeah, she feels comfortable, and we'll make the big move. And of course, we'll let you know as we're going along. Since the last video, I was able to make an investment through Hazel's sister's employer, and we have yet to see it pay off. It takes a month for the first interest payment to come. It's a 10-month investment with the option to roll over, and you know, it was a sizable chunk of change that we put in, but we can get the money out after 10 months if we want, or we can roll it over and let it accumulate some more. And we may do that continuously forever, or we may just roll it over once or twice. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll watch the investment over the next 10 months and decide if it's worth rolling over, or if we'd be better off to get our money back out of it. Meanwhile, we're making money. It's just sitting there doing nothing but making some money for us. So that's going well. And I'm still waiting to hear something from the realtor on selling our beach lot at San Yrnos. I have sent a couple of messages over there, and I haven't received any word back, which is never a good sign. But for some reason, folks in the Philippines just don't like to respond to email. I don't know why. I live on email. I mean, I send emails all the time, and I'm always looking for a reply, hopefully quickly. So when a few days go by and I don't hear anything, I'm kind of wondering, what's going on, you know? But it's just the way it is. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. But, you know, I can understand how a snail mail might take a month to travel from here to there, but email? Come on, guys. Let me know what's going on. So anyways, we're waiting to hear. If we could sell our beach lot at San Yrnos, we'd have enough money, I'm pretty sure. We could just go ahead and move. But until that happens, we're just going to sit tight, enjoy the Florida beaches. I hope you watched the last couple of videos we did showing you the sunset on the beach here in Florida. And there are other beautiful places to see and things to do here in Florida. And we'll take you along with us as we do that. And one of these days, the time will be right, and we'll pack our bags and make the big move around the world. And please stay with us while we do that. So thank you for watching, and be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, right? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay. And we'll see you next time here at Our Philippine Life. Bye-bye.
I just did a pop-out because I wanted it to be a surprise.
Surprise! And there she goes. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye!